Welcome back to the channel, or probably welcome to the channel if you just tuned in. I call myself the Flying Yeti for no particular reason, and you've got all this nice little river in the background. I had a bit of trouble setting up. First time this tent's been out the bag, so that was a bit of faffage getting that set up. Not too bad, quite easy once you get in the swing of what pole goes in where. They're colour coded, which I noticed after about 10 minutes of fafferage. Now let me show you this bit of the river. This looks beautiful. Look at that. I didn't see any salmon jumping, but apparently they're in there. Getting this tent set up, and then the park ranger turns up just as I'm 3/4 probably set up, saying you're not allowed to camp here overnight. I'm like, oh no, you're joking. Oh, I'm really sorry. I'll move then. I said, I've just rode up from Northampton. I've been on the road for about 10 hours. Found the spot last minute. Started setting up. I'm having a job to set the tent up because I sort of like, oh, you poor old thing, you. I sort of played on it a little bit, and he was a real nice chap, to be honest. And he says, yeah, but you should be okay, because the guy that comes around, he can fine you. But what's the time? He said. I said it's 8:30 at night. And he goes, oh, he finishes work at 8 o'clock, so you'll be all right until tomorrow, as long as you don't hang around too long. I won't say anything. Just don't leave any mess. I said, no, I'm not. You won't even know I've been here, mate. So yeah, he let me stay. So. Yeah, I had a reasonable night's sleep, woke up a few times. I'll run through the camping bit a little bit probably tonight when I get set up again somewhere else. So because I didn't film nothing last night because it was getting late and I just needed to get myself set up, get things charged. That's a faffery in itself, getting everything charged. The amount of things I've got, I'll run through that again later as well. But yeah. So I'm going to get packed up now before anyone decides to fine me for camping next to a river, and head north, probably get some breakfast and a new bloody iPhone charger because I've snapped the cable. More faffery. Yes, my babies. Oh, beauty. Fall off anywhere, but some of these bits where you think, oh my god, it's a sheer drop down there. If I fell off, would anyone find me? There's one more coming as well. Go on, mate. Oh wait, some of these pulling areas are a bit on the dodgy side. Thank you. Yeah, pull into a passing place and it's full of potholes and gravel, but that was a nice one. Look at that. Well, it's 17 degrees. It don't feel like 17 degrees. I've got my heated grips on. Not exactly cold, but it's a bit nip in the air for 17, that's for sure. Well, one tip that I would give if you're planning on doing this north coast part of the NC is make sure you fill up with fuel. Don't sort of think, oh, I've got 100 miles left in the tank, I'll fill up at the next stop. If you've got 100 miles in the tank and you find a fuel station, then I'd suggest you bring the tank because I haven't seen a fuel station, or I haven't seen any civilization that you can buy anything from, let alone fuel, for a long while. Luckily I've got 170 miles in the tank. I could do with something in my tank as well, because I'm starving. I've got a chili con carne in the back and a packet of hobnobs, which I was going to buy some rice. I thought, oh, I forgot my rice. I'll get a bag of rice when I see a shop, one of them Uncle Ben type things. I'll just mash that in a pan and put the chili con carne on it and eat it out of the pan. Jobs are good. And yeah, I've forgot my rice, and I forgot to buy the rice. So I could have chili con carne with hobnobs, and I've got water and coffee, but I don't want coffee this time of night. So I'm hoping at the next little town, a chip shop would be ideal. Apparently there's a campsite at the next stop, according to a guy I just spoke to back there, and apparently you can just rock up on a bike and it's £11 per night, and you get to have a shower as well if you so wish to do so. So half of me is thinking, you know what, I might just book in a campsite. Let's go posh tonight. As long as I've got a quiet little spot. I don't want to be, like, you know, nestled in between a load of camper vans that's got like music playing and kids screaming. Oh, hey up. Hello. That'll be a sheep then. That's the first sheep I've seen on the road. Sheeps. Are they called sheeps when you get to? That's an impressive looking hill with some foliage on it. Here's some more bikers. Hello, biker lady. Hello. Hello, matey. Very impressive. I was going to sat-nav the next town, but I can't remember what it's called. I keep wanting to call it Dungeness, but that's in Kent. It's something like Dungeness, Durness, something along that lines. But my sat-nav is not knowing the first two letters, so I'm thinking to myself, there's only one road, so I'm not likely to go the wrong way. 5:45. I need an early night. I feel pretty shattered, to be honest. Shattered and hungry. And if I do the campsite, which I probably will, and I might even treat myself to a shower. It's been a while. Hold on, mate. Thank you. Gravelly. Yes, big shout out to the roads. I know I've already mentioned it, but I'll mention it again in case you didn't see it. Quality of the roads is pretty damn impressive, and everyone on the roads behaving nicely. Look at him pulling over there. Thank you. They're pulling in when they're supposed to pull in. No one's mad and trying to like get in front of you. You go back down south into a civilization in inverted commas, and no one's very civil in civilization. That's the only trouble when you ram a lot of human beings in a tight spot. Everyone starts getting furious. But whereas up here, you just chill out. It's a shame it's so far north, really. I should like, if they could bring this south a little bit, it'd be ideal. Because that's the only drawback from the Midlands to here. It's a long ass ride. But you know, no pain, no gain. Now I've been once, I'm definitely going to make this a regular occurrence. Probably once a year, all being well. I'd like to do a bit of fishing and stay in one of those little, you get like those little pod looking things that seem to be dotted here and there around a nice picturesque lock, so you can stay in the pod, bit of comfort, do a bit of fishing. So rather than touring round, you're just kind of in one spot. I suppose you could have little ride outs here and there, or if I drive up it'd be easier, I suppose. If I drive up, what I could do, which is, I've thought about this a few times, is I could put my RD350 in the back of my van and all my gubbins, drive to for said location, get shacked up in the pod, and then drag the RD out the back of the van, have a little razz round. That'd be quite nice, going around some nice epic scenery on a little two-stroke. Yeah, that could be on the hit list, because I wouldn't not want to ride the RD all this way for the obvious reasons. But yeah, it fits nicely in the back of the van. So I arrived. I thought tonight I'd treat myself, so I've just set up. There you go. Bike, tent. Treat myself to a campsite. So I'm in Durness. Durness on the north coast. £11 for the night. What do you get for £11? You get grass with midges thrown in. No extra price for the midges. There's also a shower on site. There's a pub over the road which does takeaway food, shower block, which is including £11, toilet, place to wash your pots and pans and all that sort of goodies, and a beautiful sea view. What more could you want for £11?